We greet you. Let's
Hey glad that there's quite a few friends here, but so other people too. This was described in our first program as an hour of musical indulgence, which means basically that we're playing different sorts of music that we all like. We like playing. We're not bound to play in any particular style. In fact, I think what we play is probably styleless. I mean, we've got our own style, but it's not conventional. So the stuff we like. And the five of us have met together just to create this show for the festival. And they're focused around Decio. Decio Gioielli is from Brazil, from Sao Paulo, Brazil. He's come across especially for this show. It's not the first time he's been here. He's been studying the kalimba, playing the kalimba for, I don't know, 30 anos, 20 anos? 20 years. He found a kalimba, or Oregon, from the States, I think. And he's come across, he's played several of the different members of the African Mbira family. There's some on the wall there. So, Decio, the show is focused mainly around what the kalimba can do, to give some of the moods which the kalimba can create, backed by us, and also some other numbers which each of us have contributed. Let me introduce everybody. The person who makes the kalimbas now is Chris Carver, and he runs the factory which now makes kalimbas and many other instruments too. Chris has just come right from the factory now. Also a multi-instrumentalist. And here on the bass is Elijah Madiba, whose his normal job is behind this double glass window into the recording room of ILAM. He's the sound engineer of ILAM. And I think his son is your son. Where's your son? Oh, he's gone out. And this is my son Jeffrey, who is a born musician and a doctor. It's interesting that most of my Tracey family have become either doctors or musicians, and Jeffrey seems to have managed to combine both together. And I'm Andrew Tracey, and I used to be director of this institute at one time. Now I must introduce the right number tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're going to start off with a song called Irene Rir. Anyone who speaks Brazilian Portuguese, Rir means to laugh. It's a song that was composed by an exiled Brazilian in London, and he says, I want to go home. I'm not of here. I have nothing. All I want is to hear Irene laugh. All I want is to hear Irene's big laugh.
Ela sou daqui, ela não tem
Azulão. We're coming to say Portuguese art song, because it's a very short piece. Like, if you've ever heard of the German leader, that are also very, very short, but they contain a lot in a small space. This is a love song by a man whose girlfriend left him, and he was heartbroken. And as he was sitting looking into a tree, he saw a little bluebird, and he said, "Bluebird, you go and see my ungrateful one, and tell her that without her I feel that the forest has lost its magic."
African Train. This is a composition of Decio's he made on one of his previous visits. He took a train journey. African Train on Kalimba. And we're going to start off with African horns, the kudu horns. And the tradition comes from Uganda and other parts of Central Africa, but especially from Uganda. Each horn's only got one note. Chris has the bottom note. I've got the top note. Two notes.
Have to issue a government health warning now against association with the Tracey family. There's a disease that afflicts anyone who's been associated with the Traceys for any length of time, and that is the collection of instruments. My family, many of my family members are here, and they can attest to my house being half instruments. And it affects everyone who I know who's been associated with Andrew. You know, people have walls full of the most weird and wonderfulest instruments. You know, anything from bows to whatever else you see hanging behind me. So when something strange comes along, I kind of get attracted to it, and I fell into playing this instrument really by default. A friend of mine asked me to buy this instrument for his son, because he's crazy about Guru music, and he thought it would be a good idea for his son to play Guru music. I think it's a very bad premise. Any parents out there thinking, you can't actually push your kids into choosing the instrument they want to play. But his son was away in the UK, and he said, well, you keep it and you learn how to play it, and when he comes back you can teach him how to play. And I think it's because it's non-linear. I think it's because it's like a kalimba. A kalimba is not laid out like a piano. You alternate from side to side. You share the memory between both left and right parts of your body. This is a very similar instrument, and I think that was the sort of fascination. And I have to thank my family for going through the pain barrier of hearing me for a very long time before it started working. But I'm going to play for you a modern Irish tune called Sport, or Spart, S-P-A-R-T. And sport is sport, but in Ireland, sport doesn't mean running up and down a field or throwing javelin or anything. It means hunting, and usually on somebody else's property without their permission. Okay, so this is a tune called Sport, and in the middle is another tune which I don't know the name of yet. I'll find out one day.
South America and speak Spanish, you know as part of your upbringing that Columbus brought the Spanish, said to have discovered America after the Vikings, but they don't agree to that. And you all also know what the name of the 3 ships were, the 3 caravels that brought Columbus to the New World. And this song is about the 3 caravels and the names of them. And it's a tribute to Columbus, who they call Don Cristobal, and the 3 caravels that brought him.
You're welcome to join in
Oh,
the chorus.
We'll see. You'll pick up the chorus. Navegante intrepido salió de Palos un día y fue con 3 carabelas, la Pinta, la Niña y la Santa María hacia la tierra cubana. Con toda su valentía fue con las 3 carabelas, la Pinta, la Niña y la Santa María. Mira tú qué cosas pasan, que algunos años después en esta tierra cubana yo encontré a mi querer. Viva el señor Don Cristóbal y viva la patria mía y viva las 3 carabelas, la Pinta, la Niña y la Santa María. Navegante intrepido salió de Palos un día y fue con 3 carabelas, la Pinta, la Niña y la Santa María hacia la tierra cubana. Con toda su valentía fue con las 3 carabelas, la Niña y la Santa María. Mira tú qué cosas pasan, que algunos años después en esta tierra cubana yo encontré a mi querer. Viva el señor Don Cristóbal y viva la patria mía y viva las 3 carabelas, la Pinta, la niña y la Santa María. Oh, Andrés. Santa Maria, viva Santa Maria. I told Elijah you must introduce at least one number.
Then I have to speak about an instrument I don't really know. But we're going to do a song called Good Jesus of Forgiveness, which is actually the name of a town in Brazil. And I'm playing this instrument, lovely instrument, that I don't know.
So we're going to go to Zimbabwe now and play you an instrument called mbira zabadzimu. So that means the instrument of their ancestors. This is their spirit music. We're only going to play very short compared to what you would hear if you went to Zimbabwe. You start at about 9 or 10 in the evening, have some beer, acknowledge all the spirits, and go through till maybe 5 or 6 in the morning. So we're just going to give you a little taste.
Touch of Mbira music. Yes, you?
Yeah. Oh, he's not really done. No, go
Oh,
ahead.
no.
You can talk for you, Chris, you want to.
It's fine.
Okay.
Sorry, we just put a tuning there. They can be reaching. Talked earlier about instruments. And the interesting thing about having Desia back here is he's bringing back to Africa an instrument that was taken over to Brazil. Kalimbas, you find records of kalimbas in paintings and in written histories of Brazil, along with a host of other instruments that came from Africa. This instrument hanging in front of us here is a Xhosa instrument called uhadi. But in Brazil, and many Brazilians will swear blind that the instrument originated there, is an instrument called a berimbau, which came from Angola. In fact, the martial dance that goes with it, capoeira, also came from Angola. And so it's coming back to the rest of the world from Brazil, originally from Angola. And if I look behind me, you've got shakers, you've got scrapers, you've got drums, you've got all sorts of basket rattles. All of these things are reflected in much of Brazilian music. Even the music itself, samba, is from Africa originally. So we're getting instruments back from Brazil, but old African instruments back from Brazil. But I want to introduce an instrument now that is original. It's from Brazil. It definitely originates there. And so for a little bit of ethnomusicology, I want to ask some questions. Does anybody recognize this? Anyone? Plastic cup. Well, yes. Well done. And now, of course, the quiz.
Ministerio de Agricultura.
Okay, you're getting way too much, yes. And now some very important musicological questions. What was actually stored traditionally in a cup like this? Any guesses? Sorry? Yeah, it's more for beers. Any guesses?
Seeds.
Seeds. Shoots it. Any guesses? You guys are slow today. You usually have a much better response than this.
Fruit juice? No.
Let's sort of narrow it down.
Cocoa beans.
Getting closer.
Close, there we go. Dairy, starting to get dairy. Dairy.
No.
Ice cream. Frozen
Frozen milk.
Cream cheese. Who said cream cheese?
Cream cheese.
We get a free one. Anyway, we're going to play these instruments for you in an arrangement by Desia now. And if any of you want to come and learn it afterwards, you're welcome. You probably want this one.
This one sounds better.
Opa.
We're going to another Brazilian song that Jeff is going to sing for you. It's a lullaby, it has rather beautiful words. It says, first of all, go away, Mr. Bogeyman. Child is all mine. And then it says, God must have made a mistake when my son was born because he sent an angel instead. And then it says, what are you dreaming of, my son, when I see you smiling?
Foge, papão feio, que o menino é muito meu. Vai à noite, mais temeu, ai, não adormeceu. Meu menino, pendo e rosto, pressa baixinho é de cor. São trindades, se sol posto, dorme, dorme. Deus por certo se enganou quando meu filho nasceu, porque o anjo me mandou, meus anjos são do céu. Meu menino, altas horas a dormir, em que sonhas pequenino, quando te vejo sorrir.
Now we go to play popcorn. Popcorn. Modern popcorn. This song.
The last number in our show today and for this festival, and we're going to play on this big instrument, this big xylophone lying on the floor. Just have a good look when you go out. It's very, very simple. Just logs of wood, heavy logs of kia, lying on a frame. And it's from Uganda, or modelled on one from Uganda. It used to be played in the Kabaka's palace in Kampala. Kabaka is the ruler, there is one again now. Kings were abolished in Uganda initially. Unfortunately, they were allowed to come back, and with it, some of the royal music. My father recorded this music in 1952, and he recorded this kind of instrument in the Kabaka's palace. And I've used this for years as the first instrument which any student studying African music should learn, because it embodies so much that's basic in all African music. This rapid rush of notes, typical of Central African music. Anyway, see if you can make head or tail of it. haven't played yet. Okay, well, there's time for, you have time for one number until your next show. So, we'll squeeze one in for you.
You can dance to this one if you want to.
This space. Maybe some of you know I used to have a steel band. Steel band comes from Trinidad, and this number comes from Trinidad. Cachita.
Hold on, Dad.
Thank you very much.